closer look at Beryl, again, still just a tropical storm. It's got 65-mile-per-hour winds, 75-mile-per-hour gusts. So the gusts are hurricane strength, just not those sustained winds. If we see more of this dust come in, that could impact our rain chances and make them a little bit lower. Either way, you've got dust and rain. You're going to need a car wash at the end of this coming week. We talked about over the past couple of days, you have to have the freezing surface temperatures in order for that rain falling to stick and become freezing rain. Otherwise, it's just patchy rain. So you can see how it's kind of making this bowing structure, kind of that almost U shape. It's bent. That's because there's a lot of strong winds coming in through the back of it. So that's why this is getting worn. You can see these two little areas, the little spin ups. That's what the Weather Service has been watching and what we are keeping our eyes on as well. You know what that means, unfortunately. I hate this graphic. It's gross, but we got to talk about it. The skeeters are going to come out heading into later this week.
So we are out here at the Buck Days Carnival getting ready to go on this ride called the Sizzler. It is one of my favorites. And then heading into tomorrow evening, that is when the Buck Days Rally Night Parade is going on.
That would be in moderate flood stage, which is at 14 feet. It's already over that, right around 14.6 feet. So it is going to go up by about another ½ foot. Temperatures heading into Monday night, they're going to be below freezing in some locations at the surface. So we're going to start to see a transition from regular rain where our temperatures are not freezing at the surface to freezing rain in those places where the surface temperatures are below freezing. Things with a low albedo, I've got my crayons here for the perfect example. They're going to hold a lot more heat and your crayons are going to melt first. So don't melt, wear some light colors to school.
Another thing new to this art walk, the barricades, they are up and blocking the streets off. We've got road closed signs.
As you can see the flag blowing from north to south. That wind is going to shift to a more easterly direction today, but we're still going to stay nice and dry in terms of our humidity with lots of sunshine all day long. Heading into later this week, we're going to start to pick up the rain chances. Even though we're getting warmer, the rain chances and the winds may make decorating outside a little bit tricky. A really good look at these band type structures that are pulling in lots of tropical moisture over top the coastal bend. So we could see some pretty heavy rainfall amounts and any rain bands that kind of train over a specific area. The NWS does keep an open line of communication with city leaders as well as emergency management in the days leading up to as well as during an event. Of course, we are expecting all types of tropical hazards such as wind, rain, and surf. So the best thing that you can do at home is stay updated with us right here on Channel 3. Not only here on air, but also online and on our app. Usually they're just EF1, EF0, and again, they're found in those outer rain bands like these little red dots right here, and that is what we are getting right now. Heading into tomorrow morning, still a very sloppy mess on the radar, so it is going to be a wet commute to work or school. If you are planning on traveling up to North Texas, really anywhere north of Austin, you're going to need to be on the lookout for some severe weather heading into Monday night. From about Corpus Christi Bay northward up to north of Matagorda Bay, we're saying that is in our ACT stage now with those mandatory and voluntary evacuation orders being issued. And see, we have temperatures in the 70s right here at midnight. That is likely going to be our high temperature for the day. So if you're checking a weather app and you see a high of 70, just know that is going to be very early Monday morning. Every day this week going to challenge a record high temperature. So very hot weather, and unfortunately it's only going to be getting hotter.
What do you say we go inside and take a look at some of these plates?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so they've got all different kinds of options, like you said, and you mentioned something about crab cakes too,
Yes.
right?
We're not going to see much rain either. The sinking air, that means clouds can't go up and we can't have rain come back down. So that's roughly what this translates to, is a big sad face for us here in the coastal bend. Speaking of cold, here is a look at feels like temperatures right now. It feels almost like we're freezing in Corpus Christi, but Beeville, it feels like they are in the teens.
Heading into this weekend, lots of folks at the beach. Not all of them are going to be familiar with things like the beach flags and rip currents, so we thought, why not talk to the experts? I'm joined here by Joey Farah, one of the lifeguards here in Port Aransas.
Drizzling this evening quite a bit. We got a couple hundredths of an inch of rain out at the airport. Otherwise, the temperatures, at least, they were warmer than we have been in quite some time. We started off this week really gloomy and cold. We got a lot of sunshine, a beautiful day yesterday, and we're back to the clouds and the gloomy weather heading into the rest of our 7-day forecast. We don't really have any more sunshine in the 7-day until the end of it. So let's walk you through Futurecast into tomorrow morning. Temperatures starting off anywhere from 20 to 25 degrees warmer than we were this morning. We're going to be in the 60s thanks to a lot more humidity coming into the coastal bend. The clouds and those drizzly showers, they're going to stick around through a lot of tomorrow afternoon, a widely scattered coverage, and maybe a few pops of sunshine in between mostly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon. We see a cold front come through tomorrow evening, and behind it, cooler air is going to lead to more clouds and even more rain showers heading into Monday. So a little bit cooler to start our Monday morning, and Monday afternoon stays in the 60s because of that dreary weather. Now, this is what we call an overrunning pattern. So you've got cooler air coming in behind a cold front, and the warm and humid air that we have right now, it's got to go somewhere. So it's going to go up and over this, if you will, dome of cooler air. So when that air rises, it's got to get rid of a lot of its moisture. That's why we're going to see the clouds and that widespread drizzly, dreary weather pattern, at least for Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, our rain chances fall a little bit, but heading into the end of this week, thinking Wednesday night through Friday evening, that is when we see our next highest rain chances ahead of our next cold front. So let's break that down for you. We had high pressure over us yesterday, giving us those beautiful sunny skies, but it has since moved over to the east, and that's what's sending the warmer air and more humidity into the coastal bend. That cold front comes through, and we see the overrunning pattern with the cooler air on top of the coastal bend, and this front stalls before lifting back up to the north and then stalling again over the state of Texas. And these stationary fronts, they're great at focusing moisture and energy, so that means higher rain chances already. We end up back on the warm and humid side. We see lots of onshore winds bringing more and more humidity and slightly warmer temperatures to the coastal bend. I think we top out most days in the 70s this week, and we have a lot of upper level energy from this big upper level low coming right on top of the Lone Star State. So lots of energy, lots of moisture. That means high rain chances for a lot of the state of Texas, including us down here in the coastal bend. You can see that good clearing behind this cold front as it makes its way through into the end of that 7-day forecast. Again, tomorrow going to be on the drizzly, dreary side for a lot of the day, maybe a couple pops of sunshine into the afternoon. Otherwise, high temperatures getting into the mid and even some upper 70s ahead of that cold front. The next couple of nights and really through Monday morning, we're going to be dealing with that thick fog, especially at the coast. A lot of clouds through this entire week, and then the chance for those showers and storms go up heading into Thursday and Friday with the unsettled weather pattern, but a lot more sunshine is on the table heading into the beginning of next weekend. We'll be right back after the break.